Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new Doctor Who YouTube video. So recently, well as of right now it is, let's see, 8:24 PM on the 1st of January 2021. Happy New Year by the way everyone. I'm sure 2021 will be really good for Doctor Who. Anyway, yes, so around, well, half an hour ago, Revolution of the Daleks just finished from being, aired live on TV, and this is basically a video saying my initial thoughts of this story. So yes, sorry if this video is a bit more rusty than usual. Like, I don't really have a script, I just kind of threw some ideas together and started recording because, well, I'm ridiculously excited. This episode was, in one word, interesting. Now, I love the episode, don't get me wrong, it's a very good episode, but it felt very different to the rest of Doctor Who in the sense that, like, usually 70 minutes is very long for a Doctor Who episode. It is, it's, most Christmas specials are an hour long and they feel quite long. This one felt weirdly short. Like, the first 10 minutes didn't even have any of the Doctor or the companions. It was just kind of set up and sort of, tying the loose ends from Resolution, which was 2 years ago in 2019. And basically, yeah, this it felt very short and very concise, although it was 70 minutes long. It was very confusing in that sense. So yes, Revolution of the Daleks, it was a very good story. I really enjoyed it, honestly. In terms of the general plot mechanics, it worked extremely well. It sort of got borrowed ideas from Remembrance of the Daleks, the 1988 story, in terms of two Dalek factions crossing each other, which was the reconnaissance Dalek type Daleks in a way, which, by the way, I love their design. I'll get to that in a minute. And we also had the Death Squad Daleks, which is usually referred to as the SAS of the Daleks, which I thought was pretty cool. They were decent Daleks. They kind of reminded me of the Russell T Davies era Daleks, like in the story Battle Parting of the Ways. They reminded me a bit of those, especially in their ship. That was a nice callback. And yeah, the plot in general, the ideas, the themes were really interesting. I've got to admit, the Daleks being used as defense drones for the government, that was quite interesting. I didn't really see that happen. I wasn't really expecting that until I saw the main trailer. I was kind of expecting a more space sort of feel to the story. So yeah, in terms of the plot, this was a really good story. Now on to the characters. The 13th Doctor was obviously in prison, and I did like her prison scenes. I thought they were pretty cool, and I expected her to be in prison the entire time. I thought this would be mostly Doctor Light story, and they break her out of prison at the end, and it was mainly just their companions and Jack working together to defeat the Daleks. Without the Doctor, that wasn't what this story was like, which is fine. The 13th Doctor is a really good Doctor. I think she was really good in this story, honestly. The acting, the writing for her character as well is significantly better than usual. I think it was really good. In terms of the companions, Yaz was interesting. She got a lot of character development, being sad that, the Doctor left her and, like, staying overnight in that house TARDIS to try and figure out where she is, and the Dalek plot with them. I did like them scenes towards the start as well, and she does get a lot of development and some nice character moments with Jack, which I'll get to in a minute. I haven't really addressed his appearances in this episode yet. Graham and Ryan, they had a ton of character development, and obviously they left. At first I thought that Graham might die and Ryan would be really sad, so he went back to Earth, but thankfully that's not the case, and they had some great character moments throughout the story, and then decided that they were going to leave and defend Earth without the Doctor, because they think like Earth needs them or something, which I think is honestly just a slightly lazy way of writing it, to be honest. Anyway, yeah, the characters, it was a surprisingly emotional send-off, since I don't really care that much for Ryan, and although I do for Graham, I felt, it was quite an emotional scene for both Ryan and Graham, which confused me. And towards the end, then obviously we had that last scene, which was amazing, and it basically I'm pretty sure it was the first scene of Series 11, which is them riding bikes on those hills, which was really nice actually, and they saw Grace, and it just kind of rounded off both of their character arcs really nicely, allowing lots of setup for Yaz and this other companion, which I'll get to again later. So next up we have another character, which is Jack Harkness, and Jack Harkness was amazing, as usual. Jack Harkness is honestly a really awesome character. He really is. I would honestly happily see him as a full-time companion for as long as like until he like retires or something. I'd very happily see that. He is a really brilliant companion, and I was really glad to see him. You know, he had some brilliant moments with all of the companions actually. Really, he, you know, on the Dalek ship with Graham and Ryan, on when they were at that like Dalek hybrid sort of cloning centre in Japan, and then with the Doctor when he was breaking her out of prison. He had some pretty amazing moments with all of the companions, and yeah, it was all of it with Jack was just really good. I think he was a very nice addition to the story, and I did like the whole scene where he was escaping with 13. I did not expect him to appear that early in the story. Yeah, just seeing Jack's face just pop up there in the prison, I thought, oh, it's Jack. You know, I kind of forgot he was in the story at the point. So yes, that is it for the characters. Oh yeah, and we also got what's his name, Jack Robertson from Arachnids in the UK, who's just as annoying and as much of an idiot as he was in Arachnids in the UK, but that's fine because that's what his character was basically designed to do. And yeah, he does enhance the plot a lot more by basically betraying human race and then lying about it and stuff, and yeah, I think he was a bit strange and maybe not entirely needed, but he was okay, I suppose. So, yes, this story also introduced, well, at the very end there was like another little scene where another companion was introduced, and he was played by an actor, and he's going to be played by an actor called John Bishop. I've not really, I think I've heard of him, but I've never actually seen anything he's in, and yeah, he's going to be the new companion, which is, yeah, I didn't really expect a new companion, to be honest, and if there was one, I'd expect Jack Harkness to become a full-time companion, which I'm really sad he's not, by the way. I would have much preferred Jack Harkness, but I'm sure this new companion will be good. We don't know the new companion's actual name yet at all, or, you know, whether they're Earth or space or whatever. But yeah, I might do a theory video as to who his companion may be in the near future. But yes, I'm sure he'll be a very good companion. And now on to Series 13. I don't really, well, no one really knows when Season 13 will actually begin to air. Well, technically Revolution was classed as Season 13, but, you know, the main bulk of Season 13 with 8 episodes, sadly, instead of 10, which is kind of annoying, but, you know, the filming was cut short due to COVID, obviously, this year, and it might do again, unfortunately. It's expected to air in, like, autumn this year, to have almost a 2-year gap between Series 12 and 13, which is rather annoying, but, you know, not too bad, given the circumstances, I suppose, and it would have been exactly 3 years since Series 11, which would be quite nice, and hopefully we'll have a Christmas special, not a New Year special, well, I guess this year. So, yes, I think that's kind of, we don't really know a whole lot about the future of Doctor Who, except we've got that new companion in the form of, you know, being played by John Bishop, and we have Series 13 probably I say, airing in October, maybe September, maybe November even, 2021 this year, which will be quite nice. And if not, it'll probably be very early next year. I'm talking like the first episode in the first week of 2022, like there was with Series 12, which the first episode aired on actually exactly this day last year. So, yes, I haven't really got a whole lot more to say about this episode. It was really good. Yeah, the Dalek design was amazing. Sadly, Davros didn't return. I was kind of hoping he'd return, but no, not really. It was a very Earth-based story. If there's in terms of any improvements, I probably would have made the Doctor stay in prison a little bit longer, and maybe they take more time. You know, it would have been more interesting for them as characters, and with Jack Harkness as well, their dynamic. If the Doctor didn't show up until a lot later in the story, I think that would be a lot more interesting. However, I don't have any problem with the 13th Doctor. She was amazing in the story, by the way. And yeah, we could have seen a bit more of the Daleks themselves. Like, most of it is character moments and just kind of TARDIS scenes and things like that. There wasn't actually that much Dalek action. We did get a cool battle, a couple of battles actually, between the Reconnaissance Daleks and the Death Squad Daleks, which I quite like. But yeah, that's about all I've got to say for this story. I hope you enjoyed this sort of impromptu video. I wasn't really planning to do this video, which is strange because I knew it was being broadcast today. Okay, anyway, yes, I hope you enjoyed this video, and tomorrow I will be returning with my fan series, which I'm going to continue Blood of Silver with Blood of Silver Chapter 3, with the Cyberman story with the Third Doctor and Joe Grant, so kind of back to normal videos. I will be getting into a new routine of Wednesdays and Saturdays videos, starting tomorrow with Saturday, and then I'll do another on Wednesday, in the form of What If Doctor Who Wasn't Cancelled Part 2, so stay tuned for that. And yes, I've done enough waffling for 10 minutes, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and feel free to subscribe and like if you enjoy my content, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.